If you're a fan of the Larry David TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm, then you'll probably find this domain name dispute pretty interesting. The case involved the domain name curbyourenthusiasm.store, and it was filed by Warner Brothers Discovery, which is the owner of the Curb Your Enthusiasm trademark. The domain was used by a cybersquatter in connection with this website, which, according to the decision in the case, was selling counterfeit Curb Your Enthusiasm merchandise.
I don't like it.
The case was actually filed under the URS, the Uniform Rapid Suspension System, which is a seldom used dispute policy, at least when compared with the more popular UDRP, the Uniform Domain Name Dispute Resolution Policy. The URS was an option here for Warner Brothers Discovery because the top-level domain at issue was .store, one of the so-called new GTLDs, which is subject to both the UDRP and the URS. Now, I won't bother to explain all of the differences right here between these two policies because I talk about those in another video, but the general point is that the URS can be a little quicker and usually less expensive, but it has a higher burden of proof and it can only result in the temporary suspension, not the transfer of a domain name. Now, I have no idea why Warner Brothers Discovery filed a URS complaint for curbyourenthusiasm.store instead of a UDRP complaint, but I suspect that the cost and the speed of the proceeding, which resulted in a decision only 16 days after filing, may have had something to do with it. In any event, the dispute itself was very straightforward, something that even Larry David's character from the Curb Your Enthusiasm TV show could understand.
I mean, Your Honor, I don't even know why I'm here. There should be no such thing as a ticket for this.
According to the URS decision, the Curb Your Enthusiasm trademark has been used since at least the year 2000, when the TV show premiered on HBO. And because of the fame and success of the series, the HBO Shop website sells various consumer products using elements from the show, though I have to admit that the selection is pretty limited, with only about 20 t-shirts and sweatshirts and a pair of socks. And perhaps that's why an enterprising cybersquatter registered the domain name curbyourenthusiasm.store, where Larry David fans could buy a much wider variety of products from the show, including posters, iPhone cases, coffee cups, and even pillows. Unfortunately, though, according to Warner Brothers Discovery, all of the merchandise is counterfeit, even though the website boasts that it is the official merchandise store for Curb Your Enthusiasm fans. Now, the site might appear legitimate to some visitors, although the typographical reference to enthusiasm should have been a dead giveaway that something was just not right about the website. Like the UDRP, the URS contains a three-part test that every trademark owner has to satisfy. And although the decision here is pretty sparse, it makes clear that Warner Brothers Discovery had no problem prevailing on all three elements. First, that the curbyourenthusiasm.store domain name was identical or confusingly similar to the Curb Your Enthusiasm trademark. Second, that the registrant of the domain name, which appeared to be an individual in Algeria, had no legitimate right or interest to it. And third, that the domain name was registered and used in bad faith. Of course, Curb Your Enthusiasm is not the first brand to face off against a cybersquatter accused of selling counterfeit products. I've helped my clients shut down similar websites and obtain domain name transfers under the UDRP for goods in many industries, from healthcare products to recreational equipment. And although sometimes these cases can get complicated, especially if it's unclear whether the domain name registrant might simply be reselling legitimate goods, the registrant in this case did not file a response, which certainly made the URS examiner's decision easier. Which means that overall, this was an outcome that the trademark owner certainly found to be, well, I'll let Larry David say it.
Pretty good.
If you want to learn more about the URS and the UDRP, please check out my masterclass on domain name disputes, as well as other resources on my GigaLaw website. And be sure to subscribe to the GigaLaw YouTube channel to be notified of future videos discussing other internet legal issues. Thanks for watching, and see you next time online.